Have you ever wondered what are the differences between New York City and Atlanta? Have you ever wanted to know if it's worth moving to Atlanta if you are currently living in New York City? Is it beneficial to move here based off of my own future goals or plans in life? Well, stick around and see if after watching this video that you can clear that kind of question up. What's up, you guys? This is Tim Trevathan with Tim Trevathan Homes and Keller Williams Realty, and I am here in the heart of downtown Atlanta. As you can see behind me, the Westin Sundial is right there, the Ferris wheel, State Farm Arena, CNN. Over there is the Georgia Aquarium and the World of Coca-Cola. We're gonna go that way in a minute. And guys, if you ever thought about moving here from New York City, feel free to give me a call, text, email, however you want to get a hold of me. I have clients that have moved here from places in New York City. Got one friend, or one client rather, now he's a friend, that moved from Brooklyn, that he calls Georgia his home now and absolutely loves it here. So if you ever thought about moving here or just have questions, love to get in touch with you. Now guys, what are some of the differences? Well, first, I want to speak just briefly on my background and also let you know what I think of New York, because I have visited New York before. Well, first off, again, my name's Tim. Grew up in Alabama, K through 12, went to Auburn University, got an accounting degree. Back in 2010, when I graduated, realized the market, the economy's not good, didn't see any jobs I was interested in, decided this is my one and only chance to go ahead and explore the world. Moved to Korea to be an English teacher. Part of the reason was because my mom's Korean, grew up in a Korean household along with my dad who's American, and then watched some of the Korean dramas on TV, spoke some of the language, went to Korean church with my mom, so I said, I wanna go there. And also I want my mom's family, some loud motor cars here. Yeah, basically I was like, I wanna go there and try to relive what my mom went through and explore more of my Korean roots. So 1 year turned into 2 and quickly turned into 5 years. I moved back to the States in Alabama, and I was like, I don't want to live in Alabama anymore. I went from Seoul, South Korea, which is like New York City on steroids, which I could talk about New York City and Korea as a comparison too. And I decided, you know what? I need to find a place that's multicultural. It's got a Korean community surrounded by American culture. Where's a place where I can get the best of both worlds that's still in the South and be close to family in Alabama? Look no further, Atlanta, Georgia, here I am. So now I've been here for about 7 years and love what I do, happy where I live, and the sun is even brighter today. What a perfect day for this video. And you know, I would say that when I went to New York City, I cannot lie that it was an absolute phenomenal time. All right. Tim here, and we are here, New York City, Times Square. You can see behind me in all its glory, and the gorilla in the background. So guys, I am staying in Flushing, and I came here on line 7, Purple Line. There's a straight shot all the way here to Times Square, and my friend that came with me, he got food poisoning, unfortunately, so I'm over here by myself today. But guys, just in a short 12 to 15 hour span, there's a lot that I could say that's different about New York versus Atlanta, and a lot of positive and some negative. So I don't know, go ahead and get started. There's so much I could say as far as day one observation. So as far as what I've seen here, as far as the positive goes, it's amazing to see that there's so many things to do. Last night, Saturday night, we went to basically a Queens night market where they had every possible country's food available. It was like outdoor street food, and it was really amazing. I tried like Cambodian food, Polish food. They had some really cool snacks from like Thailand and Laos. And there's tons of people. And it's funny because when I went, they had a Japan Fest going on and the New York Mets playoff game was going on. So it's usually more crowded, apparently, according to some of the people that are working some of the stands there for the food. And hey, there's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's loving life right now. So anyway, just the fact that we came here Saturday night, there's already that Queens night market that we could go to, was phenomenal. And when we were walking there, one of the things that I thought was amazing was the fact that there's so much that we saw just walking along the way to get there. We ended up seeing the Men in Black 1 scene, the famous scene at the end of the movie, where you've got the alien bug kind of creature trying to get up to the top of the saucers. There's 3 saucers and there's a big globe, and he's trying to get in the spaceship and leave Earth. I was like, that looks really familiar, and then it hit me, it's from Men in Black 1. And not only that, we walked past Arthur Ashe Stadium, a big tennis fan, and they just had the US Open, one of the biggest Grand Slam tennis matches going on in the world, just about a month ago, and we walked past that. And then it's funny, yeah, the New York Mets were actually playing live. We were walking past Citi Field. So the other cool thing, which this is more of a comparison between where I lived in Korea versus here in New York City in regards to the subway system. On the subway now, what's interesting is that in front of me is the priority seating for handicapped people, but in Korea, usually it will be that plus the seat that I'm sitting in here. But this is not considered priority seating, it's just regular seating. We are gonna go from Flushing all the way down to Grand Central, take the Green Line down to World Trade Center. So today is gonna be a magnificent day. All right, we are here at Grand Central Terminal. We're just stepping out to get some cool air. Great place, very beautiful in all its grandiose glory. Here's the city. We're in semi-lower Manhattan. We're about to go towards the lower end and check things out. Here we go. So the subway system I found to be dirtier than, we got so many things going on here. I think the ambulance heard the word dirty and didn't want me to talk about it. I want to walk away from it. But what I was going to say is it's definitely dirtier than the subway system in Seoul, but the people seem friendlier in the sense that it was amazing to see that if somebody stood up out of their seat in the subway, nobody would come rushing in to sit down. Somebody actually put their hands out and said, hey, you can sit here. And they directed the person to their seat. Maybe it was a one-off and I got lucky to see that. Maybe there's some selfish people that try to just run in there and get a seat of their own. Hey! But that was cool to see, as well as somebody dropped something out of their pocket, and immediately the guy that was sitting next to me, he just pointed down, said, hey, you dropped something, sir, and helped them to make sure that he didn't lose his stuff. Another cool thing was when people get on the subway, you know, it gets pretty crowded in there, and one thing I noticed is that they didn't really smash up against each other like they do in Korea. Maybe that's because there wasn't that many people, although it did get crowded. The further down line 7 I went towards Times Square, I got lucky because I got on the very first stop at Flushing, and so I got a seat that I could sit down in the entire time. I cannot lie that it was an absolute phenomenal time. I am an extrovert, so I kind of thrive off of huge crowded areas. And strangely to put, when I see all the skyscrapers, I actually feel alive. Skyscrapers give me energy. I loved it. Statue of Liberty, Rockefeller Plaza, you know, everything from Empire State Building to the Chrysler Building, Top of the Rock. And I'm naming all the tourist places that you guys probably don't go to, but I went there along with Brooklyn Bridge. Went to Broadway, of course. Some of the best theatrical performances in the world there. Can't compare. An awesome underground subway network, the ease of transportation commute. People were very direct there, but I actually liked it. It was a breath of fresh air. I've worked with a client from New Jersey who has that kind of cultural mentality. Very direct, very honest, even if it hurts. I actually liked it. It helped make the transaction more honest and upfront, to the point, and talking about what was most important. And so here, came to Atlanta, grew up in the South, so I'm used to it here. People aren't as direct, they're very friendly, but you don't see people, you know, constantly reach out to you after the first initial time. You might have to keep reaching out to them to build relationships here. So it could be a little bit hard to cultivate. I'm not sure if that's the same in New York City or not, but I will say that overall I've made some great friends here. And this is a great place to raise a family, probably one of the best in the country. It's more affordable here, and you get a lot for your bang for your buck. So bigger square footage, you know, you're looking at, you know, a 1-bedroom here at Spire. One of my friends lives in Midtown. 1-bedroom, 800 square feet, $600 for HOA a month. It's about $300,000 1-bedroom. It's a 2006 full amenities, swimming pool, security, whatever, parking, and that's one of the best. You can also find another one that's probably up there as far as one of the best near Ponce City Market. Client bought there for $325 last November. You can also find plenty of 1-bedrooms that are around the 200, 240, 250,000 range. You just have to look, and maybe some lack amenities or the location may not be as favorable, but still. Now, as far as other things, other factors, well, jobs, I know that's a big one. Here you've got the finance sector, you've got healthcare, you've got supply chain logistics, you've also got education is a big one. And in New York City, I know it's the huge finance mecca capital of the world. You got Wall Street there, the stock market, the New York Stock Exchange. Can't compare to there. But you know, you have to think about your cost of living versus your actual take-home pay. Is it worth it after you factor in property taxes, income state taxes, and things like that? All right, so Monday, October 10th at 8 a.m. It's a bit nippy. I'd say it's about 45 degrees. Today's a little bit warmer than yesterday though, and the highs of about 67. Went to Uniqlo yesterday actually. Bought me a pair of sweatpants just in case, but I'm still rocking the shorts. Everybody else isn't, so I look crazy, but I wanted to because this feels comfortable that way. Anyway, we're in Flushing. So this is what Flushing looks like. This is the Asian district. It's kind of like Duluth in Gwinnett County, Georgia, is to Flushing and Queens, New York City. And we're about to cross the street here. Couple things that I've noticed observation-wise, in addition to what I shared yesterday with pricing, I noticed that when you pay for things, they don't like to use change. A lot of it is on the whole dollar. So for example, I bought a bagel and it wasn't $5.35. It was just a flat $5. So I thought that was cool because, yeah, I don't have to worry about change. And I noticed that if you use a credit card, they do $10 minimums to use it versus in Georgia, it's $5 minimums most of the time. So you gotta buy a lot to use a credit card. And they charge fees here a lot more. So they actually seems to encourage cash. And by doing so, you don't have to worry about change. Had some bubble tea last night and we're heading there across the street. And the bubble tea is, I thought was cheaper here by about 50 cents. And I forgot to add the tapioca, the honey boba that added to the cost, and it came out to about $7.30. All right, so I'm here at Starbucks. Yeah, even in New York City. Starbucks coffee, grande hot Americano, runs you about $4.80 here versus about $3.70 in Atlanta. So you're paying almost a full $1 for the same drink. They're playing M&M. Can't beat that in the morning. So yeah, about the same price, and they're still in high demand here. Everybody loves bubble tea. They had a cool store. What was that store? The Japanese store last night? Ebisu. And Ebisu, I remember seeing that store in Hawaii when I went to Hawaii. Basically, it is a Japanese grocery store. They had some plush dolls there too, but basically all Japanese food products and beauty products. It's pretty amazing. So on our way to go to the Brooklyn Bridge. Where else? We're going to World Trade Center and the 9/11 Memorial today. Lower Manhattan, here we go. Now, some of the negative it's expensive here. And maybe I went to the wrong convenience store, and obviously convenience stores are a little bit pricier than say Walmart or Target, things like that. But I bought a gallon jug of water and a tub of toothpaste. Those two things together cost $10. I was in shock. Yeah, toothpaste and water for $10. We took a taxi from the airport to Flushing. It's about a 10-minute drive. That was $17, including tip. A little bit more than the taxi that I would take in Korea. But anyway, it costs money to live here, definitely, no doubt. But if you can afford it, there's a lot to see, experience, do, and achieve your dreams when it comes to working here, especially in the finance, business field, as I am in real estate. But look, you definitely can't have the space like you can in Georgia. All of the places that you would probably want to live or could live in that you can afford would have to be very small, 1-bedroom units, small square footage of like 700 square feet or less, and they're going to be older. They're going to be much older. Other than that, I'm about to go take a look at the rest of Times Square, go shopping. I need to go buy some stuff at Uniqlo. That's one of my favorite stores. And go check out Grand Central Station and Central Park. The other thing too to be aware of is quality of living. Well, I know a lot of people focus on cost of living, but quality of living is another thing. Well, here you've got the mountains in North Georgia. If you like mountains, you like hiking and walking trails, this may be the place for you. If you're looking at more of a metropolis feel, you're an extrovert, you like to hang out with people, do things, well, New York City may be a better place. Here you can get that in downtown Atlanta, but you're gonna have to put forth a little more effort in terms of driving to get to your destination and to meet friends on a consistent basis. But it can be done. I'm now walking towards the aquarium across the street in the world of Coca-Cola. So this shade is helping me out too. But why did my friend or client move from Brooklyn to here? One of his main reasons is because, let me hustle to get over here. Oh my goodness. I would say that for one, he already had family here. That was one of the incentivized reasons for him to move here. But not only that, he wanted to be a homeowner in New York City, and he simply couldn't because of the cost. He had been renting for a long time, and when he got qualified for a loan to buy a home here, he bought a townhome for his retired mom in Georgia, in Swanee. The next year, bought another home for himself and his wife and newborn baby, also in Swanee, in the same neighborhood. It's a dream come true. So for one, his job was in healthcare, so you can find that job here, and I believe it's actually remote. 2, because of family already here, and 3, because of affordability. One of the things I find funny, his wife posted on Instagram the other day. It's funny that I can't get used to having to press the button to cross the crosswalk, whereas in New York City, you just automatically walk across the street, you just go. And I found that funny that they're able to see those small little differences that I wouldn't have picked up had I not lived in New York City myself. So another difference, which I forgot to mention, is that it's definitely colder here. So it's funny because if you look down, I'm wearing shorts, and I'm probably one of the only people wearing shorts here, so I pretty much look embarrassed in front of everybody. But for me, I like the cold weather. I knew what the weather forecast was saying. Right now, it's about 49, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I mean, for me, it feels pretty refreshing. But yeah, late at night and early this morning, it was cold. So yeah, definitely colder by about 10 to 12 degrees overall. It'll get to about 62 high later today. So colder, more expensive, but plenty of things to do, a lot to see. You never have to take a car here. For sure, there's a subway system that you're basically commuting on for anywhere that you want to go. So it's about $2.75 for one subway ride. And the cool thing is recently they changed it where you don't have to have a subway card. You now can use Apple Pay from your phone and scan it. Very simple, very easy. Don't have to reload or recharge any kind of card. Very, very efficient process here. Guys, this is beautiful. Look at this Times Square. So I got a client that that moved to Georgia from Brooklyn. One of the things that he made reference to was that he doesn't want to go back to New York because of the fact that there is a lot more space where he can live and call his own home in Georgia. And the other thing though, on the flip side, is he misses his pizza restaurants. He said that New York's got some of the best pizza and he can't find that anywhere in Georgia. So I gave him a couple recommendations since I've been living in Georgia for a while, but it's not always the case when you're looking for New York style pizza. Obviously you got to go here. So anyway, I'm coming up to the top here so you can get a better view. All right, here we go. And, you know, I mentioned that there's a lot of multiculturalism in Atlanta, which is true, but I mean, it is dwarfed by the amount of people here in New York, where you just see literally every ethnicity around. You can hear so many languages or so many types of food. It is the biggest melting pot I've seen here in the States and practically pretty much in the whole world. Here we are. There's a quote of Coca-Cola right there. And there's the entrance to the Georgia Aquarium. I parked my car straight ahead here. I'm heading that way now as I wind things down. But guys, I wanted to do this video mainly to let you know, if you're in New York City, you're wanting to move here, feel free to get in touch with me. Call, text, email, however you want to get a hold of me. Love to help make your relocation dream come true, as well as just help answer some questions. And guys, if you just wanted to get a comparison of the two cities, well, hopefully I was able to fulfill that interest of yours to get some more information about the two cities. So anyway, you guys take care, please subscribe, and don't forget to check out my other videos. I got other vlogs, and so stay tuned for the next one.